This week on What the Heck, we check in with Tyler, talk weddings, and then play a good old-fashioned game of Sportsball Jeopardy. Crack a cold one, kick your feet up, and enjoy the show. Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 21 of What the Heck. I'm Colin Frederick, here with Jake Reese and Tyler Heck as always. Gentlemen, what's up?
I would just like to congratulate ourselves on being old enough to drink now.
Yeah,
Episode 21.
We're 21 episodes old.
It's all
So
downhill
proud.
from here.
Yep. I feel like we've made it.
We're pretty much...
We got new equipment,
Oh,
and we're
man.
21.
Guys, it is luxurious in the studio now.
What a perfect show to do this for.
Yeah.
Perfect episode.
It kind of is. We just got these new things that now if you're coming in, you're peeking through the windows in my house, you'll be like, oh, damn, that looks like a podcast studio.
We're totally official.
As opposed to like a cluttered desk, now it's a slightly less cluttered desk with cool-ass mic booms.
And our next guest is going to be just super excited, whoever that may be.
Yeah, I don't know
just
who it's
blown
going to
away.
be. I don't know.
Gonna have to go big time for that
They're
one.
going to have to earn it, yeah. It's kind of... Being a part of the show anymore is pretty much a huge
I think
honor.
Daryl deserves the new boom.
He could probably boom it up. He doesn't have a lot of words to share, but he could sit in front of it.
He can breathe into it.
Yeah,
As
that's
long
all
as
right.
we know he's here.
Works good for breathing. What else? Oh, this week we'd like to give you an update on the What the Heck Fantasy Football League. We're 2 weeks into things, and there's 2 undefeated teams. God, it's so weird. The Fearless Fibs, who are technically in first place because they have the
Gross.
most points for,
It's disappointing.
and are 2-0. That's Renee Martin, who, before draft night, sent me a Snapchat of her Googling fantasy football for idiots.
Well, it worked.
And she seemed to have figured it out, so that's kind of lame. And then one Mr. McCack is in second place at 2-0 as well.
It's because he took all the guys that I wanted to draft.
He strategically robbed Jake.
Well, and he robbed one last night.
He did. Stole it
Yeah.
right
Squeaked
under,
her out on the last play.
which Will actually has more points for than him. So it is extra encouraging that he it's
Took the
just
victory
one
from
and one. So then there's a whole shitload of 1-1 teams.
Is there any 0-2 teams?
By George, there are, and they're related. That would be DeHeck, owned and managed by DeHeck, and his brother. No, it's not his brother.
No,
His cousin. His cousin Ben the Robber Ropers, like he's in the rodeo.
No, Rovers. You got it right with a B, not a P.
Ben the Robber, who named his team Florida Man, which I appreciate.
I
The
do
shout-out.
appreciate that, too.
But I would appreciate it if he would maybe give it a little bit more effort out there on the gridiron.
I think he is a robber because he robbed me of some draft picks, too. I had the Hex on both sides of me, and let me tell you, those guys were robbing me.
What the heck? I thought you had
wasn't
like
me.
a better thing rolling there.
I didn't. I came to a
Kind of
pause.
ran out of steam.
Yeah.
No, he just wants everyone to know how mad he is. That's
I
all.
just, I'm speechless. That's how mad I am.
Jake Reese, 1-1. Matthew Reese, also 1-1, as well as Julia Huanker. I think it's actually Hinker, but she's the girl that lives in the airport, so, you know,
You
Yeah, it
never
doesn't
know.
really matter.
kind of exotic in that regard. Will's 1-1, I'm 1-1.
Big Ben's 1-1.
Yeah, Ben Haberlin, also 1-1. God, it's just a lot of mediocrity. Though there's only been 2 games, so
Cream's going to rise to the top.
what?
Long season.
That's kind of my issue with the NFL as a whole. Like,
It's too long.
no, just with like deciding who's good right now.
Yeah.
Still tough to sort out. Bears are 2-0,
What do
but
you think about all these injuries this week?
oh my God,
I mean, the San Francisco 49ers might
It's-
not be able to field the team next
Yeah,
week.
It's like the
They're
Grim Reaper was just out and about
just
on Sunday
just
afternoon.
slicing
Just-
his.
Do you think it has anything to do with the lack of a preseason?
I was actually thinking that.
However, the point, I was talking with a guy about this yesterday, and guys like Saquon doesn't play preseason anyway, right? Like a lot of the big name guys that got hurt, They don't play much in the preseason
No,
anyway.
but
So
I
does
think
that still have something to do with it?
I think so because it's less about the preseason games than it is the preparation. You know, the whole
More of the
offseason
camp.
was messed up. There
Well,
was
and because they couldn't do any tackling
No.
drills until
no
a couple days before the first
camp was
game.
short. OTAs didn't exist.
Right.
Like there was just like a whole
So
lot
they got
of stuff.
they were getting work in, but they weren't getting
A lot-
typical work.
And then for a long time, a lot of guys I think were like working out at home.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So it wasn't the same kind of training and care regimen.
No. So I think that certainly probably has something to do with it. They were trying to say it has something to do with the turf, but
I did hear that.
But people did you know
it happened
that,
everywhere.
Did that field get new turf?
I don't know.
MetLife? Because that's what they were trying to say.
Well,
And I
but
was
the
like,
Niners
well,
had like
that
5
stadium's not
guys
new.
go
Right.
out. They
Like,
said
it
it was
was-
long and sticky.
Nice.
I've never heard anybody complain about that before.
Same.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it was. Maybe there were similarities between it, but
Why didn't the other team get hurt?
why? Yeah, right. Like there should have been.
Because they play in it all
more.
the time, so they're used to the long
Not for
stickiness.
practice. They haven't
Yeah.
played in the long sticky this year.
Maybe they snuck in for practice, and we don't know it. The Niners got to go back there next week to play the Giants. Same stadium.
No,
They're,
ouch.
they're toast.
Yep. Well, they're
Get
gonna
the cars
send
ready.
they're gonna send like a local high school team out there because they won't have enough guys to the field.
True that. So many ACLs this week.
Yeah,
Crazy.
just knees in general. I mean, there was a lot of ACLs, but there were also other knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's really only one shoulder, Drew Lock, and one ankle, right?
2 high
else
ankle
was a knee?
sprains.
Yeah.
Garoppolo was a high ankle,
Oh,
and so
Garoppolo.
was Mostert. Mostert was
Oh,
knee
okay.
/ high ankle.
And so was McCaffrey too, right?
yeah, McCaffrey was a high
ankle.
ankle.
Okay.
Cortland Sutton tore his ACL.
Yeah. Man,
Bosa,
the
Saquon.
Broncos are falling apart too. They just started
Locke
a
is
week or
out
two
too.
early.
So everybody's hurt, but we're not. And that's good.
I'm healthy.
Mhm.
As healthy
Does
as I'm gonna be.
Do you think it has anything to do with we just talked about our worst injuries?
Probably.
Did we put a
just
hex on
jinxed
I
that?
think
the
there's a
NFL.
reasonable chance that it's our fault.
Well,
Sorry.
none of our players really got hurt that bad, did they?
Mine did.
Yeah, you had
Well,
Saquon.
I mean, on our NFL teams, not our fantasy
on the
teams.
Bears?
Were you,
Yeah.
Were you watching that game?
Nope. I was out on the golf course,
Oh.
thank God, because otherwise I would have screamed and thrown something at the TV when he went
I was
down.
watching it, and like the second the play happened live, I was like, "Ooh, ACL." And it wasn't even like one
It
of the.
didn't
really-
look that bad,
It
though.
wasn't really one of the gross ones, but you
No.
could just see. that there
Bosa's
was-
looked a lot worse. Like
Yeah, I
his
did
knee
see
got
that.
Buckled
caught
back
and
over
buckled
it.
and
Yeah,
it
it
went
was-
backwards. It was all bad.
It's rough. The Cowboys, though, in your
A miraculous.
Well, yeah, that was not,
Oh,
just absurd.
No, okay.
the Falcons are just becoming
The Falcons
that.
just can't hold a lead. They can win by 3 or 6, but they get up by 20. You know you're coming back and winning that game.
They might as well tell their defense, all right, if the offense scores, let them score. We'll
Yep.
just play this game and we'll win games 45 to
Right.
42.
The Cowboys have a lot of issues. Namely, they played with a rookie undrafted free agent at right tackle and a second-year undrafted free agent at left tackle. That's difficult.
Yeah.
The whole defense is hurt. Their tight end tore his ACL last week.
I saw that.
So they had some things going. They've got some problems, but what they don't have a problem with is their quarterback because, like I told everybody, Dak's great.
He looked
still-
more like a running back, though. Once
Because
they
he's
got into-
running
once
for
they
his
got into
life
the
because
red
his
zone.
line's not very good.
Well,
Well,
other than the one series that he missed.
The
but-
first quarterback ever to throw for 400 yards and run the ball in 3 times. What a guy. I'm just saying. Pay the
so
man. That's
I
all.
know it's early.
That's all I want.
I know it's really early. You know, as we've said, it's only 2 weeks. But if you had to put your vote out there for MVP through 2 weeks, who you got?
Dak.
I'm going with Russell Wilson. That guy has looked great in 2
Rusty
weeks.
is pretty good.
Almost thrown for 1,000 yards.
I'd throw Kyler Murray in as my dark horse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
could
was
be a
going to
dark
put him
horse.
in there. I would also maybe put
Oh,
Cam
Aaron
Newton
Rodgers?
in there. No. Well, yes, but
Shocker.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say Cam Newton.
No, he'll be the comeback player of the year for sure.
Probably.
He would have had a better chance had he scored to win
Yeah.
the game.
But that was a horrible play call.
Yeah. Well, they were just
Out
trying
of
to
the
run the ball.
shotgun, I don't know.
They were just running the ball from the 1 yard line.
Seattle just
They were
freaking
learning.
sold out and sent I think they sent 18 guys at him.
Yeah. Well, they're allowed to
Full
with
send.
the 12th man.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's in the rules.
Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. Football's going well. I'm so glad it's back.
Me too.
We were at dinner. It was Sunday night. We watched both the Cowboys and Bears played at noon. So we just hung out. I watched those. Katie took a nap. I went and played some Madden for a short time, and then I was like, "Hey, let's go out to dinner." So we ended up going to the Melting Pot in Brookfield.
So
Nice.
good.
Pretty good. I hadn't been.
You hadn't been?
No.
Oh, man. It's kick
Um,
butt.
It was. It was also kind of expensive, but we were like, you know what?
But for once, I mean, you're not going to go
Sometimes-
there once a week.
No,
like,
we are. Yeah.
You already have a recurring
You have
time.
a standing reservation.
Yeah, we're all set there. No, but we were walked in behind a guy who was and he was a total d-bag. From the parking lot, I was like, I don't want to sit by this guy. He crookedly parked his Escalade, and his man bun was all.
Oh, that
He's
guy.
one of those guys. So, but we get in there, and he goes, "I don't want you to seat me anywhere near a TV." And the guy's like, "Okay," because there's only TVs on the bar side. He said, "I'm boycotting football, so I don't even want to be anywhere where I could be tempted to watch it." And I was like,
Wow.
no one cares.
But also, why go somewhere that there's restaurants that don't have
Yeah,
TVs?
for sure.
Or just don't look.
Right.
That
If
too.
you're that damn mad, because all those people I'm so damn mad at the NFL,
Yeah.
then just be mad and don't look at a TV.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bad person, but I'm not the boycotting type.
I am not either.
I tend to not make my stances on things so firmly that I can't shop at a store, or maybe that makes me a bad person. Maybe it just makes me not a social justice warrior.
Yep.
Or maybe it makes you just a normal person.
Okay,
I don't know.
I don't agree with what this restaurant owner said, but also they've got some delicious chicken. Life's too short. And with that, before I get off on a restaurant tangent, Tyler. Oh, there's too many chords here. We're all over the place. What the heck?
All right, this idea popped into my head today based on a text conversation we were having.
Which was
Specifically a
exciting.
GIF that came through. It was the beginning of a conversation. There was a picture, a message, and a GIF. That's how it started. And I saw this, and I was like, all right, there's my idea. Because I was thinking about it.
That's
because
kind of where my sports ball game idea came from as well.
the one you sent, I was I didn't know if there was some meaning that you sent. It was Michael and Dwight from The Office. And I'm like, all right, are you trying to say that that Jake's one of them? And then I'm like, that's a good idea. This is where we're going. So here's what I want.
Yes.
And I've
the
got
answer
my
is
answer.
yes. That
My
was after
answer,
he said he was a fun guy, and I was those two being dweeby.
which is any scene from the episode.
Exactly.
But which? Actually, I'll open it up a little bit more. I was gonna say, which Office character do you feel you most relate with? But I'll open it up to any TV show. Is there someone that you're just that's me? I'm gonna stick with The Office because that's what I was originally gonna do, so that's what I picked. I'm going Stanley.
I do love
Because-
Stanley so much.
Some of the thing there's not a whole lot that gets him excited while he's at work. Now, okay, wait. I should preface. I
second.
love my job, but right now
in
it's
case
just
anyone's
very,
listening from Tyler's job.
It's just very stressful, and there's not a whole lot of it's just very different. So when I thought of this, I was like Stanley because he just goes in. For the most part, he's kind of quiet. If there's something he doesn't want to do, he's not going to do it. He just kind of sticks to his guns. But then randomly, Florida Stanley comes out. and totally different. And I feel like that's kind of my day at school right now. Like most of the time I'm just, hey, here's what we got to do now. Like, let's get through it. You know, getting them in the
I'm glad you're not
into
my
the Google
teacher.
Meets and getting them, making sure they're doing their work. And then there's other times like, you know, when he's in
Fun
the car
Tyler
with Jim
comes
and
out.
they pull up to the red light and there's some girls in the car next to him and he's trying to get their number. Like, so that's right now. It might be different if this were a different year or you asked me in a different school year. I'd probably have a different answer. But right now I feel Stanley just because that's just how I kind of have to be at school right now.
That makes sense.
That's not who I would have thought you would have picked. I don't know who I would have picked for you, but Stanley was not my first thought.
I was going to go with Creed.
That's why.
But he's way too out there for me. So,
Jake, go ahead.
No, I'm still thinking. You go.
I think Jake is
I don't even want to know what you think.
Andy. Andy Bernard. Nard Dog.
Why would you say
And-
that?
in the way that you think Jake punches holes in the wall.
Yeah, he's a
Or-
bit of
I've
a
never punched a
he's
hole
a
in
bit of a
wall.
hothead, but also like kind of dorky, and he'd probably write a song about himself.
Do you play the banjo?
Yeah,
I don't.
he does. He's a little bit of a goofball.
I took piano lessons as a kid, and I was a drummer in high school.
So
or in
pretty much the
grade
same
school.
thing.
So
a little bit of a penis, and then also a percussionist.
yes, very much so.
I think I'm probably the most like Jim.
You don't care about your job?
Nope.
You flirt with the receptionist?
Yep.
Do you
Wait.
just have a receptionist?
Yeah, that's my aunt. That's weird. No,
Yep, totally like Jim. I see it.
I think more like in his sense of humor and it being like kind of dry and witty and sarcastic. I feel that tends to be how I operate on a daily basis.
I'd fall in line with that.
And I think that Jake is.
I am not an R dog. I'm more like Michael.
You're more like Dwiggett.
I'm the boss,
No, you are like Michael.
so I'm not Dwight.
You literally are Michael.
Michael's a fun
Dwight's
guy.
the boss. He
Dwight's
becomes
the
boss.
assistant to the.
No, he becomes the boss.
He's the assistant to the assistant regional manager.
Well, that too. The
There's nothing
R.
wrong with Michael. Michael's a good guy. He cares about his employees.
He's just
Sometimes he does
quirky
some
as
crazy
hell.
things.
It's you.
He's funny.
He wears lady suits.
He does.
I could not fit in a woman's suit
Cruises around. You could.
unless it was
Trust
tailored
me.
for a big woman.
That's right.
We could find one.
I once found some ladies' pants at
And wore 'em?
Goodwill that I wore. Yeah. It was
Were they
a
comfortable?
Halloween costume. I was a seaman. You know, like out had a sailor hat and
Oh yes, yes.
like a nautical themed
Got it.
shirt under a blue blazer, and I found some just like bright white women's pants. Really tied
And
it
then you
together.
kept them, and you
Wow.
wear them every once in a while.
No,
When you go to Saturday Night Fever at Kip and Deb's.
no, but that we can use this as an advertisement that we're having my birthday party there, and it's on Halloween. My birthday's not, but that's when the party is, which happens to accidentally coincide with Kip and Deb's Halloween party, which may or may not have a costume contest. So just
Oh jeez.
So, group
Right.
costume?
group costume.
So you're breaking out the white pants out of the closet,
I'd have to-
dusting them
I
off.
have to go get some different ones. I think those probably got left in the hunk bunker, but that's a story for another time. You're Michael. I could see you driving in like a Sebring convertible thinking you're hot tits. Yeah,
My mom had a Sebring convertible
bet she did.
long time ago.
That car will pass, will she?
Yep, she passed all right.
She did it. She's here.
How do you not pass when you're driving one of those?
Yeah, they
It's
got
true.
some power.
Oh yeah, they got probably like 160 horse under there.
This is like a V4. They were really.
They don't even
powerful
call
back
them
then.
V4s. They just call them 4 cylinders.
No, they were called V4.
It was
just
the
for that.
first V4 out.
That is so
Powerful.
neat. Tyler, what do you think about these answers? Can you live with that?
Yeah, I think they're kind of what I expected.
I would agree. You're really the only one that threw me off.
Yeah, I would actually say, if I had to look at you two guys, I would think Colin is more Stanley than you, just because you're always even keel, like you never get worked up about stuff, and I can see you Well, you have sent a few texts from work where you were a little bit upset, but I can see you where you're at work just kind of like, whatever,
Just doing
whatever.
nothing.
And then, boom, Florida Stanley, Florida Colin hits and just having a good time.
Party shirt time.
Florida Stanley and Weekend Colin are actually
Probably the same
really
guy.
similar.
That's true. That's very true.
And the way you give me grief all the time. So
I
if I
know.
was Michael, Stanley does nothing but give Michael grief.
He totally
Doesn't
just
respect
shoots
him.
down.
That's
Doesn't appreciate
all right.
him.
So I'm gonna change my answer then
Boom,
because you're
done.
Stanley.
Cool.
All right. We'll rethink this. Maybe we'll do this with some other TV shows. So
I
start
like it.
thinking.
What the heck? That was a good plan.
Well, you started it.
Tonight, I would like to talk about something that is a pressing issue in my life at the moment. That being weddings.
I'm married.
Yeah, so I'm going to have an interesting perspective then from you,
Sure.
having been married for like 30 years.
17 on October 4th, if anybody wants to get me a wedding gift.
I'm
don't.
busy.
Yeah, I got plans that day.
Well, you can drop it off anytime.
Nope.
Before or after.
Busy those
Or that
days
week
as
when
well.
we podcast, just like bring like a cake and
Nah,
candles.
I'm gonna be gone.
Yeah, we're busy that week. Vacation. Yep.
Following week works then.
So anyway, Jake was married. How's that going for you?
Fabulous.
Oh, glad to hear. Can you imagine if your answer would have been like,
Anything but fabulous.
man, it's been a week. Let me tell you, podcast world, life's not all it's cracked up to be. No, I am at the age where it seems like everyone that I know and went to school is starting to get married. I'm on
They're
the
dropping like flies.
I'm
man.
on the front end of it, like it's just like kind of really starting, but we're into it pretty heavy here. I was just at old Tim Jim's wedding a couple weeks ago. Old Jeter's wedding this weekend coming up. And that's a big one because this is my leap into the professional wedding world, as I will be officiating said wedding.
That's still funny to me.
It's going to be awesome. Watch for it on the interwebs.
Where's it at?
Sparta. You know, where you kick
Yeah.
somebody into a hole.
Yep.
The old 300.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a great spot.
I wonder if there will be 300 people there and a hole.
That's a lot of people.
COVID can't do it.
No, you just sit far apart. It's outside.
All 300 people are going to stay 6 feet apart.
Yep.
That's a lot of distance.
Hey, it's on a farm, I think. Not a farm, but like a barn.
Oh,
kind of
just in the
place.
cow pasture.
Yeah, in the pasture. Right back.
It's Sparta. It's on a farm.
That very well could be in the cow pasture.
It's going to be good. I was working on it like this last week and this weekend, and I finally showed Katie what I had like written up, and she was like,
Did she cry a little bit?
she didn't cry, but she was like, I'm kind of surprised. That's much better than I expected. And I was like, what?
She had low expectations for you.
Did you think I was going to do a bad job? Like, come on.
Is she now expecting you to write your own vows because you might have?
Ooh, yeah.
No, we
Got
actually talked about that recently as well, because us writing our own vows and doing that at the wedding would require her to like say nice things to my face.
She can't do
Oh.
that.
No.
So she's just repeating after the.
Yeah. She says that she says nice things like about me to people, but not when I'm around, because
You should just spring it.
she doesn't want it to go to my head.
You should let her go first and just repeat after the officiant. And then when he starts, you go, hold on. I wrote my own vows.
And then whip out
And
like
just
a,
knock her off her
like
feet.
a whole scroll.
Yeah.
Just a 20-page essay of.
From like a movie, like movie lines, P.S. I love you, or
And
like.
just mix them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty nice about it. I gotta tell you. Maybe it'll end up. I'm sure she'll record it. Maybe I'll sell it to you.
So, did you like go online and get all certified?
I actually got ordained years ago.
Really? You had been that interested to get into the wedding business that long ago.
No, but Travis and Kaylee had talked about me doing their wedding back in the day. That would have been March of 2014. So I'm just, I'm coming up on 7 years as Reverend Colin.
Wow. Is that what you'd like us all to call you?
Yeah, the Reverend.
Just the Rev. Just Rev.
Oh, Rev.
Yeah, but Rev, that'd be good.
Remember the Titans, Rev?
Yeah.
He's pretty cool.
He's
Yeah.
all right.
He's probably not even ordained.
No.
He was just some high school kid.
Who was pretty religious.
Yep. Well, then there's me. They kind of wanted me to do their wedding, but then I think perhaps some mothers suggested that maybe that wasn't a good idea.
Like 2 of them.
I think so. I could be wrong, but I'm like pretty sure that had something to do with
The over-under is 2.
it. Yes.
And
Feeling good. So then I haven't used it, but I've been ordained. Enough to the point that, like, just a few random people in town know about it. Like Bob Clockers from the bank, who's no longer with the bank, but was. Anytime I saw him, like, at the hardware store, he would call me the Reverend.
I'm going to start calling you the Reverend.
is that something you have to, like, re-up every once in a while? Or
Apparently
you just
not.
automatically...
I looked into it because I was like, man, I have not even looked at this in forever. And nope. Paid like, I don't know, $40 and got a official like clergy ID card and some other stuff.
Did you get the
and-
collar?
Yeah, I got a collar. I got a book. I got like some certificates.
So that's good for life. You never have to pay another dues or renewal or any of that
oh no,
stuff.
me and God are real tight.
Oh.
So
He gave you the lifetime membership.
yep, lifetime. And I can do. So this is another ad. I've now advertised my birthday party, and also I can do baptisms, funerals,
Bar
weddings,
mitzvahs?
bar mitzvah. No, I can't. Well, I suppose I probably can. It's not denominational, so it's fine.
I'll keep that in mind.
Are you having a bar mitzvah?
No, but Allie's gonna get married someday. Maybe if you're still in the biz, we'll
do
give
it,
you a holler.
But she, I think, is not really fond of my existence.
You say that about every
Does
family
she
member
know
I
of your-
have.
does
Does she even know who you are?
She does, and she gives me a similar look.
How does
that
she
you're-
know who you are?
She gives me because I've been around you for.
So when does she give you that look?
Anytime I see her,
And how often do you
like
see
once
her?
a year, maybe.
a few times, around town and stuff.
Are you stalking my daughter?
No, but I get a similar look from her that I do from your lovely bride. It looks kind of like this.
They give you a winky face?
This
Jake,
isn't a winky
Jake gets
face.
that eye all the time. That look all the time too.
Yeah, but he's celebrating 39 years of wedding bliss.
17. But close.
Kim's gonna keep looking at you like that if you
Yeah.
keep saying that many
You're not
years.
helping yourself.
Yeah, I don't know how she's been married for 39 when she's 27, but
There, now you're
Yeah.
digging yourself
Woo!
out of that
All
hole.
right. No way she's made it this deep into this podcast. We're safe. But anyway, I want to talk about weddings and get your, just thought on weddings. You like them? You think they suck? Do you go when you're invited? Do you not go? Do you use any excuse to not go when you're like, hey?
It depends. So the invite to me depends on the wedding, I guess. Like not the venue, not where it's at or what the food option is.
Chicken or fish? No thanks.
I said I didn't want salmon.
God.
meatloaf. It depends on the attendees. Because I am not, like, believe it or not, guys, I'm not, like, a super outgoing. Like, I can walk into a strange room and make, like, 20 friends in 5 minutes. Like, I'm more introvert than extrovert. So if I go to a wedding where I know, like...
That's another conversation I'd like to have sometime. I'd like to get introspective and talk about our personalities at a deeper level.
Yeah, totally. I'm in, but not tonight.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking weddings.
I'm out, and that's my personality.
If I go to a wedding where I know, like, 6 people, I struggle because it's going to be hard to have a fun time when I got strangers all around, and then I don't know. So I'm, like, hesitant to, like, oh, I'll just send a gift or, like, a card with lots of extra money in it so I can avoid it. As far as being from the wedded bliss side, I loved my wedding. Like, it was just, like, the greatest party day I've ever had in my life. From, like, in the morning when I got up, well, that part wasn't so great because I stayed at my house and my cousin stayed there and he slept till like 11 o'clock. And I was up at like 7, just like pacing the house, like ran to Burger King, grabbed some breakfast sandwiches for us, tried to wake him up. He wasn't waking up. It's kind of spent some time alone. But beyond that, like seeing family and friends and like the day, the party, the dinner, the dancing, the music, the whole day was just phenomenal. But I will say, like, you put in, and God bless my lovely wife because she did the majority of the planning and the work. But you put in all months and months of all this planning and work and all the details, and then, like, you blink and it's all gone. And then you wake up and you're like, what the heck? The wedding is over. We did all that. Where'd it go?
The wedding's
Oh,
over.
shit, we're broke.
We're broke.
We have no
I
money.
Have a headache.
We got a room full of gifts. I hope they're cashing them. No, but it just is like, it goes so fast, and then you're like, oh man, I wish I could like slow down time and like relive it. Like, I don't know. But so I'm a big fan of getting married. I hope I only do it once because it was a great day.
Is that the only reason?
Yeah, I love my wife.
Oh,
I'm never gonna get married again.
Reason.
Yeah. Secondarily,
Two
it was a
reasons.
great day.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and if I know people, then it's like I'm, more comfortable my personality wise at a wedding. So that's my 2 cents. Tyler, how do you feel?
I enjoy weddings. I've been
Not married.
no, I've not been married.
We've really got a nice spectrum here.
We do.
Yeah.
This is gonna be nice.
Almost all the weddings I've been to have either been like family members, like cousins, or my aunts and uncles, or like my friends' weddings. Like I've been in them, so I've seen, like, I've been part of the wedding party. I've been just a family member there, but like it's with our family, so it's just another family get together where we get crazy. So I like it. I've been best man in one of my friends' weddings, and that was a little bit more stressful than just like being in the wedding party where you're like, hey, it's 8 a.m. Can we start drinking, or is that not allowed? And some of the weddings it was, and some of it wasn't. But there's a little added like stress when you're carrying the rings around all weekend, and
When you got to prepare the speech. I've been
Yeah.
best man, just once actually, but yeah, writing the speech out and like,
the speech, I was like, so this is gonna be weird because I'm a teacher, but I do not like public speaking.
I would
hate
side with you there
public
too.
speaking.
I also can see that it's different talking to a bunch of little 11-year-olds than
Right.
it is.
Because even if I'm wrong, they have no idea. I can say whatever I want.
You just
They're like,
totally own it. Like, oh no, I
but
promise
now I'm
a
talking
teacher.
to I'm talking to a bunch of people I've never met before in
And
my life.
maybe you might have had 1 or 2 adult beverages prior to that speech, so
Yeah,
it
1 or
doesn't
2.
go exactly planned.
Well, and then they asked, like, who wants to go first, me or the maid of honor?
You always go first.
Nope. I said, no, I'm good.
Oh, you got to go
And
first, so
as
you
soon
don't
as-
have anything to live up to.
I know. As soon as she started, I was like, damn. Like, I think people could see it on my face. Like, I just got blown out of the water. I didn't even go. So, like, I got through part of my speech, and then I, like, ad-libbed it, and then I finished it. But that was, like, that was probably what I was most stressed about was, one, am I going to sound like I've had too many? Because, like, we had some on the way to pictures and on the way back, and we got back a little early, so we just kind of hung out before we went to the reception and drank some more. So I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't coming off too
Like a
far
fool.
gone. Right. So, yeah, there was that. But I think it's fun. It's nice to see, all the weddings. You see people that sometimes you see them all the time, and other times that you haven't seen them maybe since the last wedding or whatever your get-together was. So I like that aspect of it too, and meeting the other side of the family. Sometimes you know them, sometimes you don't. I think it's fun.
I also I enjoy weddings, and I haven't, truthfully, I've not had a ton of experience on as far as like family weddings. Both of my brothers and 3 cousins all got married in the same year, which was like the year I was graduating high school. So I probably didn't enjoy those as much as I would like if they were right now.
Sure.
But it was Travis got married first in March, and then there was one in April, one in May, one in June, and then Tyler in July. So that was all right.
Did they all plan that, or?
I don't know. And it was all on the same side of the family. Like, it was all like, So that was fine. I was a groomsman for both my brothers. And then went to one wedding for a friend in Minnesota, like when I was in college. And that was a totally different experience because I knew 0 people there.
Yeah.
And that was okay. It was pretty tame. I think that it was a dry reception, if I remember correctly.
People have those.
Yeah.
I didn't know
why.
those existed.
Yeah.
It's Minnesota.
Yeah. Well, like it happened like they went to like a Christian school or one of those, and they had the ceremony and reception both on campus.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, and then we like went to a bar for a little bit afterwards, but that was kind of like a weird vibe. The night ended early. It was pretty low key. Very nice, but like not really what being from around here, that's just not how things tend to operate.
Nope. Not quite.
Had another cousin get married last year, and then now I'm like getting into like my buddies getting married. I was in Tim's wedding, and obviously I'm doing Jeter's. That's gonna be a weird thing. I'm like in the bridal party, like I'm a groomsman. Jeter's is like like we've been friends since we're infants, and there's little naked pictures of us and stuff from last year.
Is that like an annual
You
picture
guys
Yeah.
you recreate
Yeah,
the
every
2-year-old
year-
naked picture.
Every year we get naked in the kiddie pool. It's kind of a thing we do.
That's cool.
You have a scrapbook somewhere of all the pictures going back to 1 year old.
Yeah, I leave it on the living room, but it causes kind of a ruckus, so I put it away. So I'm curious about how that's gonna logistically work out.
That'll be different.
It's gonna be different. It'll be cool. I don't know, the public speaking thing, and also I guess also in line with Jake's thing about not being super comfortable with people you don't know. I always like psych myself out ahead of time before going to any kind of scenario in which I don't know people. Oh boy, that's very
That was
detailed.
A lot of different
Had to
sounds
break
there.
in the new boom.
Yeah, dig it. Beforehand, I'm like, oh god, I don't know anyone here. This is gonna be horrible. And then I'm like, real not excited about it. And then I don't know why I do that to myself because I get there and like I'm charismatic enough that I can talk to a 17-year-old or an 84-year-old or anyone in between and be totally fine. So that's all just like in my head. So once I get over that, then I'm totally fine.
I think I'm kind of the same because my wife says that when I go places, I have no problem talking to people.
Right.
But in my head, I'm just like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And, I fret about it.
Do you think a lot of people think that?
I don't know. No, I have a business partner who she will walk into the room and she just has no problem talking to anyone, anywhere, all the time. She's bubbly. She's intelligent. And she just has a personality that's like people come over and talk to her, like warm up to her. I don't think she frets about it.
Yeah. I don't know what my deal is. But that, I think, totally comes into effect with weddings. We went to a very much a COVID wedding for one of Katie's good friends, like earlier in the summer. And so it was 20 people or whatever at their house. And I was like, oh man, this is like real intimate. And I don't know anybody. Oh my God. And had like a great time. Which is it always is the case. So I
Yep.
wish I'd just quit being a spaz. But no, I love weddings, and I'm excited because I totally get your thought of it's the best day of your life, and you had all this fun and whatever. I'll be having a different experience in that we're doing the destination deal, so there will be some honeymoon vacation before and after the wedding.
Yeah, but that day will still stick out on top of it. Because we had a phenomenal honeymoon. Like, we left the day after the wedding, and we had a kick-butt honeymoon in Hawaii, and we were gone for 2 weeks, and it was great. But just the day itself, like, sticks out. And a destination wedding will probably be different. You're right.
We're very much striving for it to be, like, as low-key as humanly possible. Like, we want
Sure.
it to be like everybody's vacation. Because we're both kind of like the people, like, neither of us really want the attention. So we're skipping like so much of the traditional wedding stuff and like just skip like fast forwarding to the part where we're all partying and having a good time.
Sweet.
So that's another
That
advertisement.
tends to be the best part of weddings, I will admit.
Yeah, so we're not doing all the nonsense. So I think that is going to be a good thing for me. And skipping the nonsense ties into my next thought on the matter. I'd like to just briefly touch on your favorite and least favorite parts of weddings. And I'm going to start with my least favorite, and that is the grand march, the big entrance into the reception.
Why is that your least favorite? I've seen
I-
some phenomenal people coming in with good music and good gigs and the whole bit.
I hate it the most. That comes back to my not wanting to be like the center of attention, having people look at me. When in that case, like literally everyone's just looking at you.
Well, they're looking at you when you walk down the aisle at the church,
Sure,
too.
but when you're walking down the aisle, you're not like being a moron. You're just walking.
But everybody expects you to be a moron, so that's what
hate
you're
it.
supposed to do.
I just hate it.
You're supposed to come in and like have her on your back and a piggyback, or like I don't know, be doing cartwheels in, or I don't know.
I just hate it. So we'll not be doing that.
Well, that's a bummer. I was looking forward to that.
It is just the worst thing that can ever exist.
I'm gonna find out who your groomsmen are and pull them aside, slip them a 20 each, and tell them to get crazy on their way in.
Well, that's fine. I don't care what they're doing, but I'm
Nah,
just
you're
like
gonna
gonna
do
walk.
it too.
I'll slip your lovely bride a 20 and say, hey, you get Colin to be crazy
Oh no,
on the way
she doesn't
in.
want to do it either.
So it's gonna cost me 50.
At least
We can make that work. I'll go in on that.
we'll just be sitting, enjoying a nice meal, and
Like-
then we can dance.
Lame.
You don't
old
want dance
people.
coming in. That's
I'm a
People are
dancer.
gonna look at you while you're dancing,
I'm a dancer.
just as much as on your walk-in.
It's fine.
that's true. He is
'Cause
better
you-
than a Kip and Debs dancer.
At one point in the
Kip and
night,
Deb singer.
you have the
cruising
floor
dancer.
to
Oh, yeah.
yourself, just the two of you. So all eyes are on you.
No, we're skipping the first dance. Skipping the father-daughter dance. Skip literally everything that's like just the two of us. It's just a party for everyone.
So the first dance is just going to be everybody dancing.
Yes.
Until we get everyone to not dance that
Until
first time, and then it
suddenly
becomes a first
everybody's
dance.
dancing
I
and
open-
the floor just
I
starts
open
to
my
separate. You give Katie a kiss with your eyes closed. You open up and it's just the two of you under a spotlight all by yourselves. Everybody's standing around in a big circle, eyes wide open, looking at you.
Kicking everyone out of the country.
We're not in the country.
So that's my least. Well, you're in a country. Kick you out of that one.
Well, you might as well roll right through and let us hear your most favorite part.
My favorite part. It's probably a tie between being a sweaty dancing fool once I've had enough liquid courage. 'Cause I don't need to like go way overboard, but like once I can just like loosen up a little bit and let her roll,
Totally there with you.
then I'm a dancing queen. Particularly to the Get Up.
Particularly to Dancing Queen.
No, the Get Up.
Oh.
Although I was at a wedding once, it was my cousin's wedding. I was a groomsman, and Mike Paschke, who doesn't listen to this, but Tyler's met him.
That's Skinny Garrett.
That's
He knows
Skin-
him.
You know
Skinny
him
Garrett
too,
Carey.
yeah, Skinny
Oh, yeah,
Garrett
yeah.
Carey.
Yep.
We had a few interpretive dances to like "My Heart Will Go On" and "Let It Go" from Frozen. And everyone, like the two of us, are both large humans. Everyone's like, "What the?" As we're like twirling around them and hiding behind people on the dance floor. So dancing like fool, and the late night pizza delivery.
Ooh.
Because there's
Yeah.
nothing better that after you've been a dancing fool for 3 hours and you're
Yeah.
like hot and you need to sit down anyway and you're pretty drunk, and then you can get some greasy pizza to soak some of that up and you can recharge and
going.
get back out there.
So
That's a good one.
kind of in that line of story, like I was in my cousin's wedding. I wasn't a big fan because it was New Year's Eve, but whatever. It turned out to be a pretty phenomenal party. And so like they did the whole, everything was the same until like, I don't know, 10:30. And all of a sudden they brought out like mini pizzas and like wings and like all this like snacky food. So you got to like, you eat dinner at 6:30, and now you've been drinking and dancing and having a great night, and now you get all these snacky foods. So we didn't even have to order the late night pizza.
Oh, no.
And then they brought all these champagne flutes and all this stuff out. So at midnight, everybody there like we all stayed in the ballroom and did like a big toast for the new year and everything. It was quite remarkable.
That's pretty cool. I get behind that.
Do you have a least favorite part before I go?
No, go ahead. I'm still thinking
All
about
right.
them.
I'll go with both mine. My least favorite, I guess, hasn't happened a lot recently because I've been in so many weddings that I've gone to in the past now. But it's always like the waiting time between the ceremony and the.
Yeah.
I was literally just thinking
uh,
about that
Like,
as you
felt
were
like
saying that.
cocktail hour.
And
deal.
Especially if you go somewhere and you're like, well,
Right,
what the
like,
heck?
where do
I
I
don't know where
go?
to go.
Yes.
Luckily, a lot of those like I have been for family, so I'm with my parents and cousins.
Sure.
So like, we've gone if they're close, we'll go back to like my grandparents and hang out there until the reception. Or, but I always feel like it just feels like weird. Like
Yeah.
you were just at this ceremony
Leave the
with all
ceremony,
these people,
and then it's
then
like,
all
all
of a
right, we'll
sudden
see
you're
you in
like-
2
yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
And then like you don't feel that when you're in the party because you're off doing pictures and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So it's just kind of all one big thing.
Which, by the way, I'm big on doing pictures before the ceremony.
Yeah.
Get it all out of the way,
Do
and
it.
then you can just get to getting.
Yeah, but you can't do the picture with your lovely bride because you're not supposed to see each other.
I don't know. I'm big on first looks for that reason. You just get all of it out of the way.
Do it right away.
You don't
That's a
have to
good idea.
cry in front of all your bros. Crying's another thing.
Is that your least favorite?
No,
All the
because
people that cry?
no, I'm just not a crier. Like, hey, if people are criers, cool, more power to you. And
Thank you.
I don't think it's not manly. Like, I have nothing bad to say about it. I'm just not. But then sometimes that causes me to like feel guilty. Like, damn it, this is a moment in which I should be reacting more than I am, but my face is just like not telling the story. Like, aren't you excited? Like, yes, I swear that I am. I understand that my face is just kind of, like I'm kind of Stanley.
Yes, you are. We all agree.
Yep.
Yeah, I think. So what was your?
Well, so that's my least was in between. My favorite would probably just be like the dance floor. And I'm not a huge, unless it's a wedding, like I'm not a big dancer. Like,
What about like a birthday party at Kip and Deb's in a costume?
I mean, that'll be different because I'm in a costume.
I
Like,
heard there's gonna be music, so.
Oh, well, for sure. Are you singing?
No, well, I don't know.
You will be.
It's your
Okay.
birthday. You can sing if you want
So
to.
that's-
I'll bring
Karaoke.
my guitar.
Nice.
You know, 4
Yeah, I'm
chords,
definitely
right?
Dancing then.
Yeah.
But like just going
I'll
out.
be John Cougar for Halloween.
I'd rather see more Johnny Cash style out of you.
I think I'll be Meatloaf. Oh.
Yes, I know what you're about to say. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I think dance floor is. It's different at weddings than it is like at the bar or
It's a judgment-free zone.
yeah, because everyone, it's either a child out on the dance floor or someone else who's also had many natter days.
Or old people that are just the
Or-
cute things
right.
when
Oh,
they get
I
out
do
there and
like
try
and
to
that.
they
dance.
don't care.
No,
They do the
don't.
polka and they do like
Yeah.
I do
square
like a good
dancing.
polka.
Like
I went to a wedding once in like northern Wisconsin that had a polka band. So that was
Nice.
That was it
That
for
was
the
it.
night.
Dang.
That was
Ah.
before I knew how to polka.
There's-
I still don't like really know, but
There's
I
no wrong way
I
to
know
polka.
enough that I can.
No one's gonna judge at a wedding. Maybe somewhere else you might get.
It was
judged,
weird. I felt like I was in a different universe, and like all the little kids were like dancing and knew the fancy polka stuff, and I was like, "Wow, where am I?"
but They probably do that in gym class up there.
I'm sure of it.
I think I have to agree with you on the time between the ceremony and that. Especially like I said, when you travel somewhere, like we've been out to like New York for a couple weddings of like my wife's college roommates, and one of them there was literally like 2.5 hours between it, and I'm like, okay, well I'm in the middle of New York, like not downtown New York, like
Right.
outside, so I'm like we don't know where to go or what to do.
You
so
don't know anybody who's
yeah,
there.
we knew all of her college friends because my wife knew some of her family, but like we didn't know most of the guests, so it's not like we could get a group of people together to go somewhere. So we just kind of hung out at our hotel room with like some of our old college friends, and it was a little awkward in between the 2.5 hour period.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd agree with you on that. I think my favorite, and this might come from more like of being in a wedding, but I also think it's cool to go through and like see people, even though I don't like to necessarily like meet new people all the time, but like the receiving lines. I don't know how you guys feel about receiving lines.
Nope.
That was actually also on my lower end.
Not favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it's because I
Depending
had
on
been
like
married.
who it's in, who like if I don't like when I went through my
Yeah.
cousin's receiving line, like I only know my cousin. Like I don't know a lot of the party, and I don't really know necessarily the.
Yeah.
And you
person
may
they're
not feel
marrying,
this way
so-
because you don't want to be the center of attention.
Fact.
However, when you like for my wedding, like because there's a ton of people there, and you don't have a chance to talk to everybody because you just can't get around to everybody. So like when you have the receiving line, it's your chance to like just give a handshake and a hug. Like maybe not in COVID times, but
Still in COVID
just
time.
a fist bump.
No.
And just say thank you and just like see people there, and people are always so happy at weddings, so it's just kind of cool to see how people get so excited and so happy to attend a wedding. So I think I'm going with that.
Interesting.
Oh, and open bars.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how nobody brought that up as number one.
I do love a good open bar.
Definite.
I don't think I've been
plus.
to many open bars. Like
Usually they'll get you like a couple on tap and some rails.
Yeah, usually it's like beer and wine is free, and you gotta pay for the other stuff or something. Ours was open for like I don't remember 2 or 3 hours or something, and then it was cash after that, except for the groom and the bride and their immediate families.
That's cool.
So that was nice
that's
to like
understandable.
bypass the line and
I'm getting married in
Not to about
all-inclusive,
cash.
so everybody can just do whatever they want.
sweet.
I am going to share this one story.
So it is an
because
open bar then.
It goes with this.
Whole weekend.
The most open.
So my friend and his wife got married up north, like way up north.
Hey.
In
Alaska?
no, well, not that far.
Oh,
they got
Winnipeg?
married in. So the ceremony was in Iron Mountain,
Oh, that's nice.
Michigan, and then the reception was in Florence, Wisconsin. And both families and the wedding party are very good at drinking. And so when they got everything set up, they're like, this is what we want. So we get, we're partying. They had, before we'd even gotten to the reception from doing pictures, they had already cashed one of the kegs and were about to cash a second keg. We got through all of the beer that we had, and they were telling the bride, we don't want to tap this last keg because you got to pay for it. And they're like, no, you're going to want, like, it's going to be fine. We're going to drink it. She finally convinced them to do it, and we still went through that. And there was a wedding the day before that had kegs left over, and we cashed their kegs as well.
Jesus.
And that was
That's good work.
an open bar, and it was, at least for the wedding party. So that was, I mean, I don't remember much of it. I woke up the next morning and my head hurt a little bit, and I'm glad I didn't have to drive the 4 hours home. I was riding back with a buddy, but
Yep.
it was a rough car ride.
I bet. Well, I've enjoyed wedding talk, and this episode's going to run over, but this will be worth it, I promise.
Oh, it's going to be fun, I think.
That's going to be good. Sportsball Jeopardy.
Boom.
Five categories: football, baseball, wrestling. Do we actually know anything about these? And playground funtivities.
Wait, do we actually know anything about these as a category?
So
Yeah.
that's going to
Oh,
be like obscure sports?
Yeah, only like kind of
Like highlight.
obscure.
Yeah, I'm out. Cricket? Are you going to remember your sound this time?
Yeah. let's get those hammered out right away.
I'm just going simple. Beep.
Oh, good.
I
Damn,
can't.
Wasn't that mine last time?
Yeah, and he
That's
used
the only
it
thing.
anyway.
Yeah, I used it twice.
That's
so
true, that's why I took it.
I remembered yours more than mine.
I'll go with that one.
Oh, sure. All
Go
right.
with the
Well,
buzzer.
Tyler, you can go. No, Jake can go first this time.
Yeah, he's been married longer.
Yep, he's very married.
Let's go with wrestling for 100.
Oh, and these actually wrote like Jeopardy questions. So you'll answer with the what is, who is, where is.
Oh, Are you gonna knock us if we don't answer that way?
No, but
Okay,
I
great.
really tried.
Okay, well, I'll do my best to remember that.
This heavyweight wrestler for the world's greatest university
Beep.
is widely considered the best in his weight class and is expected to not lose another collegiate match.
Who is Gable Stevenson?
Wow, that is incredible.
He's not that good.
He's not that good.
Wrong.
He's gonna be in the WWE in 2 years anyway.
Yeah, and he's going to be a badass.
Or
there, too.
MMA. I've heard he's tickling the idea of going to the UFC.
Do you think he's going to tickle people there? I hope not.
Maybe.
Pretty big tickler.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to stop him.
He'd
No
probably
way.
still beat people
Tickle
that
the
way.
heck out of
For
me.
sure.
I'd tap out.
Let's go wrestling for 200.
This country is tied with the United States for the most Olympic medals in wrestling.
Beep.
Tyler.
I'm gonna guess Russia. Where is Russia?
I'll accept.
All of those are acceptable.
Who is the Soviet Union? Tyler.
Wrestling for 300.
The first wrestler to win an NCAA Division I championship 4 times.
Beep.
Tyler.
I should have let you finish the question.
Yeah, I got it. You made a noise, so I made a noise. I'm not sure it's the same one.
The first.
The first one to do it 4 times.
Who is Cale Sanderson?
Wrong. He's second. Jake, you got a stab at it?
I know this too.
Who is John Smith?
Wrong. Pat Smith.
Pat Smith. Yeah.
Oklahoma State.
Yep.
Go Pokes.
My grandpa's gonna murder me.
Tyler.
The
I mean,
superior
no,
race
Jake.
would have known that, and he's gonna be
Jake,
mad
because
at me
Tyler
now.
picked it and got it wrong.
Let's go wrestling for 400.
The number of matches won by Cale Sanderson for the Iowa State Cyclones.
Beep.
Yeah.
153. What is 153?
Incorrect. Tyler.
What is 163?
Also incorrect. 159.
Dang it!
Tyler, back to you.
Wrestling 500.
This high school wrestler had his entire life ruined by an injury for which he was only able to receive the care of his coach's brother as his coach decided to take the day off.
That would be Colin Frederick.
Wow, that is
Who
correct.
is Colin
Who is?
Frederick?
If I said
500
that would
points
be
for that. That is incredible.
That should have been 100.
It's very valuable. Tyler.
um.
Football, baseball, mystery stuff, playground.
Oh, let's go mystery stuff 100.
The first bat and ball sport ever played in the United States.
Beep.
Yes.
What is baseball?
Incorrect. Oh, Yuke's here.
What is stickball?
Also incorrect. Cricket.
Oh, all right.
Jake.
Let's stay mysterious for 200.
This water sport was first played in England and Scotland in the mid-19th century.
Beep.
Yes.
What is water polo?
Correct.
Sweet. It's a good guess. Keep on mysteriousness for 300.
Oh, I was gonna say who is Mark Polo, by the way.
Unlike its counterpart on ice, participants in this game may not trip, push, or physically handle, sexually or otherwise, opponents in any way, as it is considered a non-contact sport. Yes.
What is lacrosse?
False. You're very much allowed to handle.
Do I get the question repeated?
Sure. Unlike its counterpart on ice, participants in this game may not trip, push, or physically handle opponents in any way, as it is considered a non-contact sport. Unlike its counterpart on ice,
What is field hockey?
field hockey
Yes.
is correct.
I knew the hockey thing, but I'm like, well, I've seen field hockey. They push each other and stuff.
Apparently not. I don't know.
Mystery
It's not allowed.
400.
This Olympic sport is also known as whiff-waff.
Beep. What is rhythmic gymnastics?
Incorrect.
That sounds good, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
See?
Whiff.
Can
Whaff.
you just repeat the whole question for me?
This Olympic sport is also known as whiff-waff.
Oh my gosh.
I thought I had a good answer.
That was strong.
Oh boy. Ping pong. What is ping pong?
That is correct.
Is it really?
Wow.
What is table tennis?
Dang, I was trying to think of the most obscure thing.
I thought I guessed that.
Let's stay mysterious.
This shuttlecock rocking sport was first played in the Olympics in 1992. Yes.
What is badminton?
Correct. Oh, sorry, badminton.
Minton.
It's all tied up after 2 categories.
Let's go foosball for 100.
This player, coach, owner is considered a founding father of professional football and nicknamed Papa Bear.
Beep.
Yes.
Who is George Hallis?
That's correct.
200.
This team, representing the NFL, defeated the AFL's Kansas City Chiefs
Ah.
in the first ever Super Bowl. Yes.
Stupid.
Who are the Green Bay Packers?
Correct.
Football 300.
The width of an NFL football field.
Beep.
Yes.
40 yards.
Incorrect.
Coach, you should know
It's
this.
like 54 and a half yards.
Oh, close. 53 and a third. Jake.
NFL for 400.
Since 1955, this company has produced all footballs used by the NFL.
God, I'm trying to picture a football now. What kind of footballs does Carter have in the garage? I give up.
Wilson.
Dang it.
Oh, duh.
Stupid. Should have known.
Tyler.
Football for, is this the last one? 500? Yep.
The number of people inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Best of luck. It's 500 points, man. You gotta earn it.
Total?
Total.
Not include, well, I guess we don't know the new ones yet.
Right. This includes the 2020 class.
Beep.
Yes.
174.
Incorrect.
I get half a point or
Um,
half credit if I'm close.
175.
Incorrect. 346.
Oh,
Which
wow.
is twice 173. You were so close.
Dang. But I win because I priced it right.
Yep. Yeah. Whoever didn't pick that one.
Tyler did.
I picked it.
Baseball and playgrounds.
Let's kick it over to the playground.
Oh.
For 100, please.
This variation on tag and hide and seek involves a holding area for captured players and an item
Beep.
that, when interacted with, releases any captured players. Yes?
What is capture the flag?
Incorrect.
Ah, dang it. Now I know it. Can I answer again? Because Tyler doesn't know it.
Can you repeat?
This variation on tag and hide and seek involves a holding area for captured players and an item that, when interacted with, releases any captured players.
What is kick the can?
That is correct.
Dang it.
Playground 200.
This 19th century playground game is banned in most schools and because
Beep.
because kids kept breaking their damn arms.
What is dodgeball?
Incorrect.
Ooh, what is Red Rover?
Correct.
Oh.
Playground 300.
This game involves good balance and throwing rocks. When I tell you, you're going to be like, oh, yeah.
Good balance and throwing.
Tyler spends
rocks.
the most time on a playground.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
you see
about-
kids do this.
I walk them to the door and I say, get the fuck out of this house.
Beat it, nerds.
Beat it, nerds. Go play for 20.
Gosh, I probably should know this.
What is hopscotch?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Why was I picturing kids just throwing rocks at each other?
I was going to say, what is skipping rocks?
When it actually is like, bloop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Playground for 400?
Yes.
This game provides a clear advantage to larger, stronger players when the music stops and it's sitting time. Yes.
What is musical chairs?
Correct. You just throw people out of your way. That's how I always did it.
500.
Nobody ever plays this game anymore, but bouncing a ball into other quadrants is actually more fun than it seems.
What is Foursquare?
Correct.
Great game.
BA's ball for 100, please.
Oh, c'est senor. This Hall of Famer carries the nickname The Kid.
Beep.
Yes.
Who is Cal Ripken?
Incorrect.
Dang it.
Damn, that's who I was going to guess.
Oh, I know now. I want to change my answer. If Tyler says no, I know.
You can't. You already guessed. So.
Son of a.
I'm just going to let time run out.
All right.
Can I say it, though, even though I know?
Yeah.
Who is Ken Griffey Jr.?
Correct.
Oh, I did know that.
Yeah.
200. The city in which the MLB was founded. And it's not what you think it is. Yes.
Where is Charleston?
That is incorrect.
Where is Brooklyn?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Huh. Would have never guessed that. Clearly.
300. The home of the Big Green Monster.
Beep.
Yes.
Boston. What area is Boston?
What's the name of the park?
Fenway Stadium.
Nice. My parents used to have a little dog that they rescued, and when we got him, his name was Fenway.
Have you ever been to that stadium? It's pretty amazing. I highly recommend it.
The Double-A team that calls Frisco, Texas home. I have a T-shirt for these guys. Oh.
Go ahead and say it.
Yes?
Who are the Armadillos?
Oh, no.
No idea.
I would like that. The Frisco Rough Riders.
Oh, okay.
So I have a shirt that just says,
Rough Riders.
no, just Riders. And finally, the last question of the day, and probably the hardest. The number of stitches in a baseball.
The Superior Reese would know this.
I once had like 6 of them tattooed between my eyeballs. So there's at least that many.
I mean, we might as well guess,
You
right?
might as well guess.
212.
Incorrect. High.
You can't give hints. That's garbage. Still like finding a needle in a haystack. for him.
139.
108.
Huh.
So the final score,
Tyler won.
he did. But it was not unreasonably.
You
far
got all the
apart.
500 ones. I didn't get those.
We didn't answer 2 of them.
Well, you got the
Or
other
3 of
3.
them.
2,500 to 1,500. There you have it. Sportsball Jeopardy.
I made it competitive at least.
You did. Nice work tonight.
Some of those were very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe that you didn't answer the one about that poor kid that got his life ruined.
I said beep, just not fast enough.
I knew that was going to show up somewhere. You weren't going to make a Jeopardy game and have a wrestling category without that in there.
Oh, that was good. We can talk about sports some other time. That was a very sports heavy episode. Katie's not going to like it.
Well, she'll get
She
over it.
like it. There was a big wedding
There
section in
was
the
a big-
middle.
We're gonna keep
That was
her-
half the time.
Yeah, we're
Right in the
gonna-
middle, too.
and it was a long wedding section too.
And good, valid points all
Yeah,
the way through.
I think so. I'd have been interested to have her on for the wedding section, but she's out of town.
Maybe she should join the next one and break in the new booms.
That'd be good. You'd have to. It's good because then you can lower it down pretty far.
Yeah, that's true. You can also point the microphone down farther, too.
Yep, it'll be good. So, unconfirmed, but kind of confirmed, but unconfirmed that Katie Cook's coming next week, but we'll see. But until then, I don't really have anything. We can report back next week when Jake loses another fantasy game, and I am officially a professional wedding guy.
Yeah. I wish you the best of luck.
I
Yeah.
think if this goes well, I'm probably just going to put my name on Katie's vendor list and start charging people to do
You
it.
should create your
Might
own
as well.
Facebook page
Might as well.
and just start marketing the heck out of
And
it.
just call it The Rev.
Yep.
Wedding Services.
Weddings
could
by the Rev.
Also add us to a second podcast.
Yeah.
Talk about all of your
Or
experiences.
just do this podcast and I can bring it. I'll be like, I can do your wedding, but I need a table that I can set up my gear at and bring my friends.
We're going to just live cast it. You'll have a microphone, a Bluetooth microphone that
Yes,
hooks
I'll
up.
have 2 lapel mics, one for the crowd and one for the podcast.
And Tyler and I will be in the back of the room like
Yeah.
sportscasters,
Like
calling
Colin.
the wedding.
But
What
nobody
a
can,
stunning
nobody can hear
dress.
you.
Yeah.
And she trips going down the aisle.
Is he crying?
That's-
Oh my God, the groom is crying.
Oh, man. Well, hopefully I don't trip going down the aisle, and if we do, I'll tell you all about it. But until then, for Jake Reese and Tyler Heck, I'm Colin Frederick. Let's get the heck out of here.